With the 2015 elections looming over us, a few days ago, a banner calling for British Muslims to not vote as part of the Stay Muslims Don't Vote campaign was held aloft outside the London Central Mosque. So, is there an Islamophobia in British society, or are British Muslims creating a worrying gap between themselves and society? With me today is a British Muslim, Naila, who studies law in London and is a devout Muslim as well as a responsible citizen. Hello, Naila.
Hi.
Naila, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. The Muslim community is being continuously targeted by certain sections of the media. Do you think some right wing politicians are using Muslims as a punching bag for their own political gains?
I feel all the main political parties have the same negative stance on Muslims, just using different words, basically. It has been happening for a long time now. Not just right wing politicians for political gains, but also an attempt to alienate Muslims and redefine Islam. See, the war on terror, to me, is a disguise to implement policies towards Muslims to submit unfairly. In terms of few can't justify the means for the majority. So politicians always manipulate the weaknesses of the people to create an us and them sort of narrative.
Yes.
So they're using Muslims as a scapegoat, as the media are constantly keeping Muslims in the spotlight for this so-called terrorism spotlight.
There has been a lot of talk about creating counter-terrorist policies by the government in this country to fight terrorism. Do you feel that such policies are actually alienating the British youth Muslims?
Well, today the term terrorism is only used for Islam and Muslims, as you can see in media and by peers. All these policies based on the term terrorism are mainly about Muslims and Islam. There is no questioning that. So when non-Muslims commit certain crimes and terrorize the general population, the media and the politicians put it down to mental instability.
Yeah.
But if it's Muslims, then even a simple pickpocketing is labeled as a terrorist attack. And there are a few examples of this as well, like for what happened with the pilot who crashed the plane.
Yes.
And also regarding the ex-soldier who was involved in building the nail bomb. These people are known to be mentally unstable rather than being categorized as terrorists. However, if it was a Muslim, then it's a different story. And the media is also putting a lot of pressure upon Muslims and working with so-called scholars of Islam, which I believe are there to corrupt Islam from within and teaching a deviant version of Islam. So by changing the true purpose and misguiding the Muslims. So the counter-terrorism laws, no doubt, are not primarily aimed at the youth, but for all the Muslims. Also means to pass and enforce bills to subjugate the masses, reducing civil liberties.
Okay, thank you so much for your views and opinion, Naila.